So welcome back students. So in the last class we had learned about we just got introduced to the data visualization chapter of Python. So Python has the libraries by which we can display the data in form of a graph and chart, and that is what we had learned in the previous class. And we have got introduced to two important modules. And first module that we got introduced was the Numpy, and it is very important because using this Numpy we can create a array which is going to have the homogeneous elements, which means the elements will be of similar data types, isn't it? And then we also got introduced to one function, that was the arange function, by which we can generate a series and or a range, I would say. And then the second module that got introduced in the previous class was the matplot library, and using this particular library is what we are going to display the graphs on the console, right? So what we had learned yesterday is that a simple line chart, and today we're going to learn something more about it. So if I want to display the line chart, I require two data points, that is the x-axis and the y-axis. So x and y-axis, these are the two data points that this axis that I require basically, and the data points. So if I have a list with any name, if I say A, and there is a list 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and there will be a B list, and I can just take the double of it, that is 6 and 8. So this will be my A axis. It depends on the arguments that I pass, and this will be my this is going to be the y axis. So x axis and y axis, it depends on passing the arguments. So for example, I will be using that P, that is the alias name, and then the method and name of the method to display the chart is plot. Okay, this is the method, so-called function, that belongs to that class, belongs to the library, you can say. So plot is the function, plot is the method that we are going to use for displaying the graph or the chart. So plot, and then depends if I pass A first, so this is going to be my x-axis, and if I pass B first, so this becomes my x-axis. So I'm going to pass A comma B, so this becomes my x-axis and this becomes my y-axis. So if I now run the code, you can just see the output onto the screen. So this is the output, and the data points, like we have this perfect data points like starting from 1. So you can see that x-axis A, that starts from 1, but B is starting from 2, and it's going till 8, that's the 8 value, and over here it is 4, that is the x value, isn't it? But the data points are called as markers in charts. Okay, these markers are basically not visible to us, right? We have to just guess, okay, this is 1, this is 2, isn't it? So what we are going to do is we are going to use some additional arguments. Now please understand that plot method has many arguments. Okay, and basically these are keyword arguments. Okay, so you know what exactly is a keyword argument. We have learned about the usability of a keyword arguments, isn't it? So the keyword argument, I'm going to make use of the first argument, which is not a keyword argument, but just to change the color, I can simply pass the value, that is R, and R stands for red. So this line is going to be red. Now this is not a keyword argument, this is just an argument that I'm passing. Okay, but we are going to come across the keyword arguments as well. This is simply going to display the chart, that is the line chart, and the color of that line is going to be red. And there are many other colors that we can use, though there are some limited ones. So you can see this is blue that will get displayed, and I can use C, that is for Sine. Okay, so in the exam you do not have to worry, nobody is going to ask the value of the color. Okay, in exam, what your concept should be clear is, okay, how you're going to generate such kind of the chart. If it is a line, so what values you're going to take, or they're going to show you the output and you're going to tell what exactly the code will be for that particular chart. So this is how kind of question that will be asked in the exam. So you have to focus more on that. So if I say K, so that K will indicate basically for, it is for black. And I'm not going to use, there is W that is for white, but if I use that, so I don't think anything is going to get displayed because that's the white line that is getting displayed. And I can have M, that is magenta. So if I run this, you can have this color, right? So there are few we have these options. We can change the color of the line. Now let us go for the keyword arguments. Now the keyword arguments, like I can use it for the first keyword argument is for the marker, which are the data points, and I can actually make the data point visible by using this marker, that is a keyword argument. And if simply I say marker, that is X, so this X is going to be the marker, that is the data points. You can see, and you can see there is a data, there are X over here, so it shows the data points basically. Okay, you can have a capital D. Now there are many such values that are available. You can use any one of them. So if I use capital D, so it's going to be the diamond character. You can see the diamond one. A small d will be basically small in size. Okay, let me try some few more. That is, maybe I'll just see whether this works or not. One, what exactly it stands for. So you can see this is also a marker, a kind of marker. Then maybe S, which stands for square. So there won't be much of a difference between a diamond and a square. So it just, this is a square and diamond, somewhere it will look the same basically. And then I can have the asterisk character, that is the star character. So I can use this as the markers. Okay, you can see this. And one more, that is the underscore. Let's see. Yeah, that is also working. And then the straight line that we have, okay, this is just above the enter key that we have. Just above that we have the straight line. Use the shift key to access it. Okay, and we can have that straight line. So if I make this a square, so it is going to be in form of a square, isn't it? So I can also increase the size of this. Okay, if I want a much bigger square, or I use this as X and I want the X to be bigger in size, so I am going to use one more keyword argument and I'm going to give a comma and come to the next line. Okay, so we can write the arguments, but for your the visibility and for then it becomes a problem. So I'm coming to the next line, give a comma and come to the next line, and I can say marker size. That's one of the keyword argument. So this keyword arguments you can use anywhere. Like I use the marker size first and then the marker. The position does not matter, isn't it? As what we have learned about the keyword arguments, that the position of the keyword arguments will not matter. So I can use the marker size first and then the marker. That position will not matter, children. Okay, so marker size I keep it as 4, and let's see what kind of output we have. So that's X is pretty small. I'll make this as 10, and now we will see the output, and you can see that's much bigger X, isn't it? So if I make this as D, that is a diamond, and now if I see the output, you can see this is the diamond, and now that diamond is in a much bigger size. So this is how you can apply the marker so that the data points are pretty visible to everyone. Fine. So this is so we have learned about how to change the color of the line. Okay, so first three arguments, make sure that A, B, that is the the values that we are going to pass for the x-axis and y-axis and the color, and then after that follows the keyword arguments. Understand it? Now, one more keyword argument that we can have, that is the line width. The width of the line, we can change it. So for example, if I make this line width is equal to 4, now if I run this, and you can see the width of that line is 4, that is a 4 pixel. Okay, 4 pixel. I'll make this as 2. Okay, so now this is a bit thicker line. By default it is 1 pixel, but now it is 2 pixel. That is the width of the line. Then I give a comma, come to the next line, and I can also give the style of the line, that is line, and I use style is equal to. So line styles can be, children, any kind of styles you can give. So basically you can give the style is solid is by default, and if I'm not wrong we have the dotted one. Okay, there are some values that are given, you can just go through that. Okay, so you can see that line is in form of, that is a dotted line, isn't it? So if I make this as solid, so solid is basically by default. Okay, so that's the default value, that is a solid. And what I can do is I can also change the marker's edge color. If you want that, it is of the same color. Okay, so you can change the, I'll get a comma, come to the next line, that is marker color. Okay, and that is marker edge color. Okay, marker edge color. So marker edge, edge color, and I make this as maybe white. No, not white, I'll make this as K, that will be black. So you can see the diamonds that we have now, the, in fact, edge color means the borders of the diamond, the border color is black. This is what it means. Okay, so you can use these arguments to just display the chart, which is pretty visible to everyone basically. Fine, so this is the the line chart, and we can also have two lines in one particular chart, isn't it? So this is A and B, and I copy this everything. Okay, and I paste it. Make this as X and Y. X and Y, this was A and B, so I made this as X and Y. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this as maybe red. Okay, and rest of the things I'll keep it as it, or this I can make it as dotted. Okay, this I'm going to keep it as dotted. So now if I, this I'm going to pass as X and Y, right? Okay, now this is the same values that we have, so let me just change these values. This I'll make it as 3, 4 and 5, and this I'll make it as 6, 8 and 10. Now let me just run this, and that is just a minute. This is 5, some changes you do it. Okay, and we can have these two lines together. Fine. uh, this is 1 and this is 5. It is going to 5. Let me bring this as 3. Just depends on, it depends on the requirement, children, what kind of requirement a person has, for what kind of data he has. It depends on that. We are just giving this data right now. We are just trying to plot, using some values, some sample values, just to understand the thing. Okay, and this is 4, so let me make this as 5. This is as 6. Okay, so these are two lines in under the same chart. So how you're going to do it? Simply we have to use the same p value, understand it, and the same function. Okay, and we're going to have multiple lines, understand it. And you can see I have changed the color of the second line, that was R, which stands for a red, and the style line was dotted, and the marker edge color is black. So we have this dotted line, isn't it? So we have dotted, then we have dashed, okay, as well. So if I run this will be dashed, and let make this as dotted. And now if I run this, so we will have two lines. One is the dotted line, second is the dashed one. So this is how we are going to come up with the line chart. Using the same line, the same axis, the same the plot method, we can also have the line in form of waves, that is the sine wave and the sine and cos waves. We can show them. Okay, for that what we need to do is, okay, we need to use the numpy. Till now we are not used the numpy, but now we can use the numpy, children. And simply I can use the value, that is np dot, and the function that I'm going to use, that is a range. And I can give some values like 0 point, so I'm starting with the floating numbers, and I'll go till maybe 9 dot. Okay, and I'll take a step of maybe 2, or not 2, 2 won't be, like 0 0.1. Let us just keep that as 0 0.1. And if I have two values, that is a is equal to, now I'm going to make use of the np dot, and this has many mathematical functions, that is the numpy. Okay, you can use that cos, that is the mathematical function, and you can pass the value, that is x. Now x is going to be that array which has that range values, understand it. Okay, then I'm going to have the next, we require two axes, understand it. So that is x-axis, and this will be the y-axis, and I say np dot, and my y-axis is, I'm what the y-axis, or the second value is going to be the sine. Okay, okay, and then I can use p dot and plot. I use the basically the x is going to work as the x-axis. Okay, please understand this, and I give this color as red. Okay, so this I'm passing the a, so this is going to generate the cos value. Please understand, this is not a, and this is not the x and y axis. This x is going to act as the x-axis. A is going to be that sine wave for us. Okay, so let us just run this and see the output. Okay, and you can see this is the cos values, the cos waves that we have. Okay, similarly we can have, just copy this and paste it, because I use that a over here, so that's the cos, and I can have, that is b for sine. Okay, and let me just give this color as m. Let us run this, and you can see these are the sine waves and the cos waves. the values. So let me just let me try, that is the marker is equal to small x. Okay, that is going to be the marker. And let me first run this and check the values first. Okay, you can see this, these are the, what is that, that is the cost values. Okay, it is changing by 0.1, the step is by 0.1, so we have this. Okay, let's just increase this, maybe 0.5, and you can see the values, and you can see this is the 0.5 values, and so we don't have that smoothness what we had over here. You can see this, right? So but just to show you the markers how it work, p, if I give, this is how it is going to work. Also I can give it the same for the other one. I'm going to use comma cur, and okay, that's okay. Here is the sine and the cos values, and we generated the values using that a range. Okay, and we are passing that x. Okay, you can see that x is like, 0 to, you can see that 0 to 9, isn't it? So you can see that x value is from 0 at bottom, you can see 0 to 9 basically. Okay, and then that y-axis is the, first is the cos value and second is the sine values, right? So this is how, children, you can come up with, you can use this for generating the charts. So today we have, so let me just cover up anything is left for today. So we have learned about the various arguments, and so most probably tomorrow we are going to learn about the the bar chart. Okay, most probably we will see what is there in the syllabus. I will just go through the syllabus, and then I will see to it. Okay, so this is what we have for today, children, and I hope that you are studying for your exam, that is the file handling, which we have covered with a lot of time, so everybody has to score out of. Okay, and please, children, do this practicals in your, okay, let me just I should have not deleted the previous one. Actually, the previous one example was perfect. Let me see if I can go back. Okay, this one. So let me just copy this, and I'll paste this into a PDF file. Okay, maybe you're not able to see because right now I'm just sharing the screen of the spider. So let me just copy this. Right now I'm just sharing the screen of the spider, so you're not able to see other activities that I'm doing onto the computer. So right now I'm just copying this particular data into the Word file, creating the PDF, and I will just give this PDF to you. And children, this requires a bit of practice, and we are going to have around 2 to 4 marks from this particular chapter. I'm not sure whether it is 2 or 4. I'll just recheck it. Okay, but yes, this is a chapter, it is going to be there, and you are going to get the question will be like, either the question will be like where you have to write the code to generate output, or they're going to give you the output and going to ask you to some questions related to the output, or they're going to tell you to write the code for that particular output. So that is the kind of question we are going to get for the exam. So let me just finish up the work of creating this as the PDF file, and we will be done with the day. So this I'm going to give as data visualization. Okay, so I have just saved the PDF file, children, and this I'm going to give it to you. Okay, so children, please study, and the projects, I hope everybody is working on the project as well. And now I can I request to all the students, children, you can just tell me the names of the project that you are working on. So please decide your projects fast, and then when the window is open, you can just tell me the name of the project that you're working on. I'm going to keep a note of it. Okay, so that's it, children, for today. Bye for now. We'll meet tomorrow.